All right, we're on a rooftop field in Lawrence, Mass, and today we're going to be running through the route tree.
If you don't know what a route tree is, it's basically a series of routes numbered from 1 through 9. Odds go out, evens go in, and as numbers increase, you increase in distance for your routes.
All right, so let's get right into it with Route 1. All right, so Route 1 is going to be a quick out. We're going to go 3 to 5 yards upfield and then cut at a 90-degree angle toward the sidelines. So a couple considerations. You want to make sure that you don't curve this route. You want to really break down and make a sharp cut to the sideline, and also make sure that you're not drifting upfield. That's a mistake we see a lot, is people start the cut this way, but then they start to drift upfield. Your quarterback is looking for you at this 90-degree angle, so make sure you keep it that way. All right, number 2 is going to be a slant. We're going to go 2 to 3 yards upfield and then cut in at a 45-degree angle. Key considerations for the slant are make sure that you explode out of that cut. And again, same thing with the out, make sure that you're not curving the route, but cutting at that sharp 45-degree angle. Route 3 is a deep out, so we're matching the same mechanics as that Route 1 is the quick out, but we're going 7 to 10 yards upfield, and then again, cutting at a 90-degree angle toward the sideline. Just keep in mind, these are the same considerations as Route 1, so we're making sure that we're not rounding the route, and we're making sure that we're cutting straight out to the sideline and not drifting upfield. All right, Route 4 is going to be a dig. This is the exact opposite of Route 3, so we're running 10 yards upfield and then cutting in instead of cutting out. Same considerations for this route, making sure that you're not rounding it, making sure that you're making that sharp angle, breaking down, and going 90 degrees at your cut. All right, next up is Route 5. This is going to be a comeback route. It depends on your defense or what you're trying to accomplish with your team, but you're gonna go anywhere from 6 to 10 to maybe even 12 yards upfield and then cut at like a check mark angle back toward the sideline. This is a tough route because you're running toward the ball, and one of the biggest mistakes people make here is they break down, turn, and stand in one spot, and that's really not how you want to run this route. You want to make sure that when you turn, you start running back toward the ball so that you can beat your defender there. Route 6 is going to be a hitch or a curl, and this one is essentially the opposite of that comeback from the outside, but now we're curling in toward the inside of the field. On this one, you don't have to be quite as aggressive with how sharp you make that cut because you are running toward your quarterback. It's an easier throw for them, so it can be a little bit more of a curly route. This route is pretty basic, but just make sure that you do take that one step in toward the quarterback still, even though we can make it a little bit curlier. All right, Route 7, we have a corner route. We're gonna run 8 to 10 yards upfield and then cut at a 45-degree angle toward the sideline. Considerations for the corner route is making sure that you do a hard plant with your inside foot before you make that cut toward the outside. Route 8 is a post. It's the opposite of a corner. We're going 8 to 10 yards upfield, cutting at a 45-degree angle inward toward the middle of the field, toward the goal post, which is why it's called a post. The angle might change depending on what your coach wants, what your team wants, and where the safety's playing. So your coach might want you to run a post to the near post or to the far post. So it just depends on what you're trying to do. Finally, number 9, we have a go route. It's also called a fade or a fly, and essentially you're just running in a straight line. There's some ways that you can come off the line a little bit differently. You can curve it outside or just run straight up, but essentially just a straight go. So the main consideration for the go route is to make sure that you keep your head down and really try to beat your defender and then look up for the ball. So you're trying to get past your defender and then look up and make a catch.
All right, so that was the route tree. Now, I know some of you have different route trees. I know some of you have 3s and 4s that might be comebacks and curls, and 5s and 6s that might be ins and outs and stuff like that, but don't add us in the comments. And there are going to be different variations and stuff like that, but in future videos, we might go over advanced variations, different releases off the line, different top of the route releases, but these were just the basics that we wanted to go over for today.
Yeah, and if you are enjoying flag football content, if you want more, if you want tips and drills and things to practice on the field, definitely subscribe and let us know in the comments what types of topics you would like to hear from us.